next on Good Morning Carolinas.
Jury qualification is taking longer than expected in the murder case against a man already on death row. We'll let you know when opening statements are expected. Plus, a purse-snatching woman suspected of running down 3 people in a Kmart parking lot remains behind bars this morning in Georgia. And close to 4,000 elementary students braved the needle and got their swine flu vaccine shot. Middle and high school students are next on the list.
This is Good Morning Carolinas on News Channel 15 with Holly Morgan and First Alert meteorologist Darren Stack.
Good morning, Carolinas. The time right now is 5 o'clock. I'm Holly Morgan.
And I'm Darren Stack.
Just heard on the radio that song, Walking on Sunshine. It made me think, oh, so happy to hear that because I feel like we haven't had much of that.
Yeah, we've had plenty of rain. You know, we were just talking earlier, I also mentioned it's the 40th anniversary of Sesame Street.
It's very important.
I was a Sesame Street kid growing up.
You were.
But in honor of Sesame Street, yesterday's forecast was brought to you by the color green. You like that? Today's forecast is brought to you by wind.
Oh, great.
Plenty of it. Yeah, you were already complaining about the bad hair day. It's not going to get much better. Cloudy skies, windy conditions, and occasional rain showers. That's what we're looking for out there today. We have our area of low pressure that's going to continue to wrap the showers around it. And generally, the best chance of rain today will be in North Carolina, especially north of Wilmington and Lumberton. But areas around Lumberton, Laurinburg, those areas will be continuing to see better chances of rain than, say, folks around Florence and Myrtle Beach southward. That doesn't mean you're not going to see rain. That just means that the best chance of rain and where we're going to continue to see more accumulation going on right along the border belt. We still have a flood watch area-wide in effect until tonight. Rainfall expected around the area is going to be generally less than a ½ inch. A few areas up around that border belt could see up to a ½ inch, but less than a ½ inch is really even expected. So not too much in the way of rain out there for us today as far as heavy rain, but it is going to be very windy. We'll also watch for some of those wind gusts up around 35 miles an hour. That could cause some problems with some of the trees because, well, soil is very saturated. Some of those wind gusts up around 35 could just blow over trees pretty easily, so watch out for that too. We'll talk more about that here coming up in just a little bit. Holly?
Thanks, Darren. Let's go ahead and take a live look at the roadways this morning. This, of course, is courtesy of the Department of Transportation. Most of the roads are pretty calm at this hour, but of course you can expect some wet roads, and just take your time this morning, guys. Coming up in the next half hour of Good Morning Carolinas, our traffic reporter, Alex Austin, he's going to have a list of road construction projects you need to be on the lookout for. 34 potential jurors have qualified so far in the second death penalty case against Stephen Stanko. Horry County Deputy Solicitor Fran Humphrey says jury qualification is taking a little longer than expected. 9 more need to be qualified before prosecutors and defense attorneys can whittle the jury down to the final 14. That process, known as striking the jury, should wrap up Friday morning, and opening statements could begin sometime Friday afternoon. The trial will resume this morning for the man accused of killing his 5-week-old baby. On day 2, the Miles Ferguson case began with opening statements from prosecutors and defense attorneys. Ferguson is accused of shaking to death 5-week-old Miley Grace Ferguson. Authorities say it happened in July 2007 as the family was on vacation in Myrtle Beach.
The evidence will show you that this is a good man.
Miley is laying there. Her eyes will never open again. She cannot tell us what happened, but the medical evidence will speak for her.
Medical experts testified that the medical evidence was conclusive that Miley died from shaken baby syndrome. Meanwhile, the defense will argue the infant had underlying medical conditions. An accident on Highway 17 bypass shut down the highway late last night. Both southbound lanes were blocked. Several people were sent to the hospital, including children. They had to cut one of the patients out of the car. Crash involved a car and a truck. It happened around 10 o'clock last night, again on 17 bypass at Palmetto Point Boulevard. News Channel 15 will bring you additional details as we receive them. A woman is being held by authorities in Georgia after police say she ran down 3 people with her car while stealing a purse in Myrtle Beach. 50-year-old Brenda Williams is one of the women hit. She's in critical condition and may be partially paralyzed. Doctors told Williams' family they may do surgery on her spine next week if she's stable. Witnesses say Williams was trying to help stop the purse snatcher when she was run over. Williams' mother says helping a stranger in need is just the sort of thing her daughter would do.
She is that a hero, and she don't want to be recognized as a hero, but that's her nature. She'll do that to everybody. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Police say the woman who stole the purse at the Myrtle Beach Kmart store is in custody in Burke County, Georgia, and her car has been impounded. They have not yet released her name. The woman accused of kidnapping a newborn baby Tuesday remains in jail this morning. Conway police say 30-year-old Annette Rich kidnapped a 2-week-old Conway infant. According to police, she knew the child and his mother. Sharon Chestnut was snatched from his bed sometime around midnight Tuesday. 16 hours later, police got a tip that Rich had the infant and made a traffic stop. The child was found in a bag underneath a seat. The infant's mother wants full prosecution.
I just think she deserves a lot of time, more time than they may give her. So, I mean, you just don't take nobody's child. You wouldn't want nobody to take your child.
A judge set Annette Rich's bail at $75,000. Her next court appearance is January 8th. Meanwhile, the infant is home with his mother and doing well. After 8 hours of testimony yesterday, a protest hearing on last Tuesday's election results in Atlantic Beach will be continued until at least next Tuesday. 2 write-in candidates won last Tuesday's town council elections. The residency of both candidates was in question at Wednesday's hearing, which was supposed to be held last Saturday, but that got postponed. The write-ins, Carolyn Cole and Wendy Price, beat out 2 incumbents, Charlene Taylor and Josephine Isom. Both Isom and Taylor and a 3rd candidate, Paul Curry, filed protests.
I think it's gone pretty fair so far. We've endeavored to try to make it at least a fair process so both sides have an opportunity to be heard, and we anticipate probably another half a day.
The commission's working to schedule when the rest of the hearing will take place. We're told possibly next Tuesday. More than 3,700 elementary students in Florence have received their H1N1 flu shots. We saw several kids brave the needle at Del May Elementary School yesterday. Health officials offered the shots to children because they are the most vulnerable to the virus.
Not everyone has been really cooperative in helping getting things straight. The students are not as fearful as I thought they would be.
About 80 nurses from DHEC helped give those shots. District officials aren't sure when the middle and high school students will receive their H1N1 flu vaccinations. New this morning, ex-heavyweight boxing champ Mike Tyson was booked on suspicion of battery last night. That's in news around the nation this morning. He was arrested after getting into a pushing match with a paparazzi photographer at the Los Angeles International Airport. Tyson was at a United Airlines counter when the altercation occurred. He told police the photographer struck him in an attempt to provoke him. Then Tyson allegedly punched the photographer and he fell to the ground. After being booked, Tyson posted $20,000 bail and then was let out a side door away from the media, along with his attorney, about 3 hours later. It's back to the drawing board for President Barack Obama's national security team, which has been developing options for the U.S. role in Afghanistan. It was his 8th meeting with his war council. Officials say President Barack Obama is putting his foot down and rejecting options presented by his team. A senior White House official says the president will not make any announcements until after his 9-day trip to Asia. The president leaves for that trip this morning. Governor Tim Kaine has declared a state of emergency in Virginia as unrelenting rain from leftover Tropical Storm Ida soaks the state. The declaration mobilizes state agencies to prepare for the threat of flooding over a wide swath of Virginia. Coastal flood warning was posted for some areas thanks to a storm surge coinciding with high tide. Democratic officials say Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, he's considering higher payroll taxes on the wealthy as part of a bill to overhaul the healthcare system. These officials say Reid has been evaluating a proposal to raise the Medicare portion of the payroll tax on incomes over $250,000. Under current law, individuals pay a tax of 1.45% on their income to help fund Medicare, and employers do the same. The First Lady has announced a new program to help veterans ease back into civilian life. The goal of the Mission Serve initiative is to help veterans find work, engage them in community service, and provide support to combat rising suicide rates.
All of those men and women, they joined our armed forces because they love this country so much that they're willing to give everything they have to protect it. And that commitment, it doesn't just disappear when they return to civilian life.
The program was launched yesterday, of course, in honor of Veterans Day. Entertainment history has been made in Nashville. Taylor Swift, who's just 19 years old, she's become the youngest person and the first solo female act in a decade to win the Country Music Association's Entertainer of the Year award. Time right now is 5:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Carolinas, First Alert meteorologist Darren Stack will have your full weather forecast. I'll give you an update on all this rain. Hopefully it's tapering off soon. We'll be right back.